Yeah, yeah, I think it's pizza time. Anyways, welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to the moment I'm sure all of you have been waiting for. Maybe not me specifically, because I do have a lot of controversial and kind of divisive opinions relating to this specific iteration of this extremely beloved character that I am a massive fan of and have been a massive fan of since I was a kid. And by the way, don't let this poster of Spider-Man 2 think that I'm a die-hard, ride-or-die Raimi shill or anything like that. I love all iterations of Spider-Man, specifically given the character that is in this movie/trailer. I do appreciate each individual iteration of the character for what it is, and especially considering how well written they can be and narratively portrayed to truly provide an iteration of the character that we as the viewer and just fans can thoroughly connect with on a personal level, because we all love Spider-Man, and we each love different versions of the Spider-Man character, whether that be from a movie or a show or a game or a comic. It all depends on your own perspective. I have my personal favorite, you have your personal favorite, and that's just how we as fans communicate and think of with our different opinions regarding these characters. And this main character, specifically with his different iterations and interpretations across the decades he's been around, has a lot of fans in certain areas, and I'm sure this one does too within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because now we do have a brand new, mainly the first official reveal/teaser trailer for the third Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man movie, of course being Spider-Man No Way Home. So there's so much to talk about in such a little time, and if you are somehow new to my channel and you don't really know my own personal opinion about the Marvel Cinematic Universe's version of Spider-Man, I'll give you the quick rundown really quickly. 2016, Captain America Civil War, excellent movie, and I think easily was Tom Holland's best performance that we have seen of him as Spider-Man, and it wasn't even in his own individual movie, it was in a Captain America movie, but what he had in that movie was the pinnacle of what I think we have seen so far of this version of the character in the MCU, and Tom Holland as an actor, just in general, is a wonderful interpretation of Peter Parker to see be acting as that wonderful character on screen. Next, we had the first official solo standalone Spider-Man movie within the MCU, with being Spider-Man Homecoming, directed by our favorite man, John Watts. Oh boy. So, yes. John is a very interesting choice for a director, and I did actually like aspects of Homecoming. Mainly, Michael Keaton as Vulture was perfect, and I did like some of the narrative that they try to make it a coming-of-age story of Peter really trying to become his own hero, and him becoming him as a Spider-Man himself without trying to follow in the footsteps of the other Avengers. And speaking of the Avengers, we did see him appear twice in Infinity War and Endgame in those two separate movies, which was great. I definitely think him kind of, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go, even though it's been memed to death, I think that was a really great scene with him and his acting capabilities. Same thing with the lifting the rubble, if this be my destiny comic book moment from Homecoming was excellent. But then we cut to 2019 with Spider-Man Far From Home. And if you like the film, more power to you. I'm very happy for you, and, nothing wrong with Tom Holland's performance. Same thing with Jake Gyllenhaal's performance as Mysterio. I think both of them were great with what they were given, but the narrative and the writing for that movie just did not do it for me, and really kind of backpedaled, in my opinion, the narrative that they were telling with Peter's character in Homecoming and the other Avengers movies, and then kind of, again, backtracked with what we saw and what they did with Peter's character in Far From Home. And now, by the end of Far From Home, we saw that his identity was revealed to the public, with Mysterio kind of, ousting him as Spider-Man. And now that we are going to see the repercussions of what that could entail within No Way Home. But then we also have the stuff with the multiverse, and Doc Ock, and Green Goblin, and Tobey, and Andrew, and Jamie Foxx's Electro, and all these other characters from different universes and different movies, which kind of feels very disjointed from the narrative that they were telling initially, with the main Spider-Man movies, and kind of what they were trying to do with Far From Home, even though I think that went in a totally different direction that I was expecting and was not personally fond of. Granted, I love Tobey, I love Tom, and I love Andrew. I think all of them do great jobs with their own iterations of the character in a unique way. But I really hope that if we're going this route of a multiverse movie, which I personally did not want to see, I want to just keep it a pure Tom Holland movie, but if we're going this route, I just hope that we can get a core focus of Tom as Peter, with really bringing him out as his own hero, trying to fully become Spider-Man for the third time, I guess, in these movies, and just really dive into what it means to be this hero and step up in a way that we haven't seen before in the previous films. Granted, now that Tony Stark is not really mentoring him anymore since he's gone. And maybe if he's able to learn some stuff from the other Spideys, we will see. I don't think they're in this trailer, though. Toby and Andrew. But I'm really crossing my fingers this could be a step in the right direction compared to what we saw from Far From Home. But we will have to wait and see until the movie actually releases in theaters to fully find out for sure. But I'm very curious to see the full HD version of this trailer that now it's been officially released, because as I think I already brought it up, I did see the leaked trailer already. But now we're going to get a full in-depth look of this movie with the official trailer from Marvel Entertainment. Spider-Man No Way Home. Teaser trailer, 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Great. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. There's Doctor Strange. Interesting to see them team up, but we'll get into that later.
Suggests that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Stop, come on.
Yes, my spider lord.
Can we just like stay
Okay.
out there all day? It is so crazy down there.
There we go. Hey, J.K. Simmons again.
Listen,
Good to see him.
not kill Mysterio. The drones did.
The drones that are yours.
Okay.
Part of you feel relieved about all this?
What do you mean?
Now that everybody knows you don't really
Devil in
have to hide
disguise. Okay.
people.
For the
Wow.
record, I never wanted to lie to you.
So, again, I hope that kind of comes back to bite him in the butt if that gets too massive like this, so everyone's thinking he's Spider-Man.
This is hurting a lot of people.
Consequences, please. We'll love to see it.
How to fix all of this.
Was that, like, a pumpkin witch Happy or something? Happy Hogan? Oh!
Sorry to bother you, sir.
Snowy.
Please, we saved half the universe together. I think
Doctor
we're
Strange
beyond
Sanctum Sanctorum?
talk, sir.
Okay, Steven.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
Okay.
When
Ah,
Mysterio
there's
revealed
that black and gold suit.
My entire life got screwed up. I was wondering if
Hmm.
you could make it so that he never did.
Okay.
Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous. Fine. I won't.
He's like winter bundled Doctor Strange. Okay.
Our world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Some people still know.
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget about everything we've ever been through?
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my god, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should really stop talking.
Oh boy. So just because Peter blabbed,
What just happened?
that messed up the entire space-time continuum?
We
Okay.
The stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
Cool visuals. Good to see the final visual effects.
Problem is you.
Crazy. Another train scene. Alright.
The longer you do it, the more dangerous.
Iron Spider suit, not the integrated suit that we've seen from like the merchant stuff. There he is! Or at least there you hear him.
What you wish for, Parker.
Okay.
Hello, Peter.
You died, sir! Alfred Molina, what are you doing here? Alright. Okay. Is that it? What the heck? Okay. Wait a minute. That was weird. DualSense ad? Spider-Man PS4/PS5 tie-in confirmed? I definitely think, by the way, they're going to add the integrated suit, the black and gold suit, and if Andrew's in this, which I definitely think he is, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit as little additional content drops for Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Remastered for free, because Insomniac are great. Yeah, I mean, I saw the leaked trailer. Even if I had not seen it, like when I was first watching the leaked trailer without recording my reaction, I still had the same, like, I'm looking at it analytically, because I'm watching this as a critic first and a fan second. I want to make that very, very clear, because how is all this going to work from a narrative perspective? As you heard me say, Doc Ock died, and so did Green Goblin. Both dead at the end of both of the Raimi movies. I mean, Goblin got skewered by his glider, and Doc Ock drowned by saving everybody with a redemption arc, going through that whole narrative process of being a villain because the tentacles corrupted him, but then obviously understanding that what he was doing was wrong, and sacrificed his life's work pretty much to save everyone who was in peril. And now he's back as a villain. Okay, if you're saying that the reason why he's like that is because he's a variant, like from Loki, like he's a different version of that Otto who maybe got taken out of his universe into here, I guess. But they're going to have to do a lot to explain all that for people who don't watch the shows in the MCU and just watch the films. And maybe who haven't even watched the other Spider-Man films, crazy enough. I don't think that's a huge amount of people, though. I mean, the majority of people have seen those movies. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a movie that's doing multiverse things in live action, which, for one, cool. We've never seen Spider-Man and Doctor Strange team up in live action before in his own movie. We saw it in Infinity War and some parts of Endgame, but mainly in his own standalone Spider-Man movie, kind of like Captain America Civil War was a Captain America movie, but had the Avengers in it. So this is a Spider-Man movie that has other Spider-Men in it, and Doctor Strange being a supporting role. And the villains, which I find is the weirdest choice to have Spider-Man's foes for Tom's iteration of Peter Parker be other villains from previous movies instead of, like, original foes like what we saw with Mysterio and Vulture and Scorpion, Matt Gargan, who exists in this universe, who we haven't seen or heard from at all. Aaron Davis, the Prowler, also played by Childish Gambino, exists. But instead we're doing this multiverse thing, which, again, concerns me, confuses me, and overall just kind of doesn't interest me into what that narrative is going for in that grandiose story compared to something more small scale or more grounded in the sense of what would Peter do in reality without multiverse magic and stuff and mind-wiping magic, kind of like One More Day crazy stuff mixed with Brand New Day and even some elements of Back in Black a little bit from the comics into this movie for Spider-Man and Doctor Strange's interactions and just how that's going to impact the wider Marvel multiverse. I don't know, guys. I'm very, divided on this. It's probably just, in a way, again, if you're excited, more power to you. Couldn't be happier for you. If you love Spider-Man, which I do, and you're excited for this, awesome. I'm just saying, as a Spider-Man fan of all these movies, and even these actors and characters in general, I just hope that the story that they're doing makes sense, enough sense, to actually convey the future of what Marvel's Phase 4 is doing, but also have Doc Ock be in there for a purpose, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin be in there for a purpose, and bring in Tobey and Andrew to team up with Spider-Man for a purpose, and not just be this fan service, nonchalant type of cool action, Spider-Man on screen, fight other Spider-Man villains on screen type of mishmash of visual effects and, oh my god, awe and, spectacle, because I just want a narrative that really shows what Tom's Spider-Man can do. And this could do it, but I'm hesitant for sure to see whether or not it can be pulled off in the best way. Because by the time that Tobey and Andrew are revealed, because people are already mad that they didn't show up in this trailer, it's a teaser trailer, so they're going to save that for when the movie comes out. I've already seen people several times on social media, like, they're hyped up beyond belief for Tobey and Andrew and Doc Ock and Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, but, of course, not really a whole lot of focus on Tom and Spider-Man from his perspective. So, I just hope that isn't lost in translation with the story that they're potentially going for with this movie. And, of course, they have to set up stuff for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. But I just want them to do justice by these characters, by all the Spider-Men, Spider-People, Spider-Animals, if Spider-Ham isn't in here somehow, in the movie. Just do right by them and convey a story to me that really shows what Tom can do. And that's all I'm hoping for. Nothing more, nothing less. But anyways, guys, that was my kind of reaction to the No Way Home trailer. Cool that's out. It's 7 o'clock. 7:20 at night, so that's why it's kind of dark and the lights are so bright on my face. Really expected this. Like, the leaks and so much stuff has been revealed about the movie that it wasn't a surprise to anyone that it got leaked. But seeing it's out here now and it still looks like it's planned to release by the end of this year in December is good enough for me. And again, crossing my fingers, hoping for the best. Good luck to Tom. Good luck to everyone else who's in this movie. Hope they do great. And I'm curious to see what the full experience will be like on December 17th. But until next time, true believers, thank you all so much for watching, and peace out.